Morning, welcome.
Good morning, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, welcome.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Shanti. So thank you for taking time. Today is a beautiful day. It's snowing beautifully. It snowed last night and it really looks very beautiful outside. Especially the months of winter. We get to see the magic of
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Bye.
Welcome, Rupesh Bhai. Om Shanti. So we get to see the magic, and also it takes us to experiencing the angelic dimension. So today we thought to discuss and explore the subject of the mind of an angel. It's like the life of an angel, the mind of an angel, the face of an angel, the feelings of an angel, what it feels like to be an angel. Especially 18th January is the day when Brahma Baba, who was the founder of Brahma Kumaris, he ascended to the spiritual realm. So that is the day in 1969 that he left his mortal coil, the body. And so this is also an inspiration for us to reach to that angelic stage in the mind. And so today the thought was that we'll try and get a little deeper into understanding this subtle dimension of angels and experience being an angel ourselves. The slide visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sarabhai.
It's like the mind of an angel. So there's a deep meaning behind these two eyes. So we see the world through the eyes. So these physical eyes belong to the physical dimension, the physical world. And because they belong to the physical dimension, they can see the physical world. But the eyes that are able to see the subtle dimension, the eyes that are not physical, that are subtle. And because of these subtle eyes, the soul can then experience the subtle dimension. It's like light plays a very important role in our life. It's like whatever we see, we can see only in light, in the physical world. Without light, in darkness, we cannot see anything. And so if we just understand, and we all know that how this works, it's like this physical world is made up of atoms and molecules, and when a ray of light falls and then it reflects, and then it gets projected on the eye, and then an image is created in the brain. But when light is not there, external light, then no image, then no light can enter, and no image is formed. So whatever we are seeing actually in this physical world also is because of the presence of light. If there is no light, we cannot see. And also, like in physics, they say, out of all the wavelengths, there is a visible spectrum that is visible to the eyes, but there is a vast range of wavelengths that are not visible. Like we are right now talking, seeing each other. How is it happening? How is it working? It's all working through the electromagnetic waves that are, traveling from here to everywhere around the world in the split of a second. But we cannot see it because that wavelength doesn't come into the visible spectrum. So it's like when the ray of light falls on a particle that is so small that it cannot reflect the light back, then that particle is invisible to the eye. It is there, but invisible. In the same way, this subtle dimension is also invisible. The dimension where the being exists without the physical body. But because it is so subtle, it is not visible to the eye, but can be felt, experienced, because that's our reality, that's our truth. So just taking time to understand and to be able to see this subtle dimension. An angel is one who is able to see the subtle, experience the subtle, and live in the subtle. The angels are messengers of God. Why are they messengers of God? Because God lives in that spiritual dimension, but angels are able to see, be in that dimension. And that's why angels then coming in the physical dimension are able to take everyone, awaken everyone to that subtle dimension. So that's the message when we say awakening or enlightenment. It is basically awakening the angel within. And so if we see in the world right now, darkness seems to increase. Darkness of spiritual values, darkness of ethics. And so it is the time for the angel to awaken. For us to connect to the subtle, real, true dimension of existence. And then to experience this mind. In that mind, and that mind is completely selfless because it is able to see the world as God sees it. And so that's why they say angels come, they do their work, and then they go. They're not attached. So if you look at the physical dimension, we generally say the physical dimension is made up of 5 elements. And the 5 elements are, we say, earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Ether is like space. And we have 5 sense organs. Now we say sound, touch, form, flavor, and odor. And the interesting thing is that each element, from the earth to water to fire to air to ether, moves from gross to subtle. So earth is linked with all the 5 senses. That's why it is the most gross of all the elements. And something which is gross, its power is also limited. So if we say water, so water has 1 sense less. So we have sound, touch, form, flavor, but no odor. And so the expanse of water is larger than earth. Say earth is covered so much with water. And the next element is fire. So we have sound, we have touch, we have form, but there's no flavor, there's no odor. And that's why fire represents here this burning or this heat and light the sun provides. That's the fire in this physical realm. It is subtler, and even subtler is in the air, which is sound and touch. And so the atmosphere, the expanse of atmosphere is so much larger than the other elements. And then we say ether. Ether is only sound. There's no touch, no form, no flavor, no odor. And so it is the subtlest of elements, the 5 elements, and so it is the most powerful. Now, even subtler than ether, or subtler than the space, is the soul, where there is no sound even. It's complete silence. Silence. And so physical dimension is limited by these 5 elements. But this is then the dimension of silence. We say the dimension of soul, which is the most subtle. And because it is so subtle, it is so powerful. And that's why the soul is operating this body. Yesterday we were discussing how the soul is able to carry out everything. The body works because of the presence of the soul. If the soul leaves, the body stops functioning. And so this invisible, subtle dimension of the soul. So we say that this is the physical dimension below, and then the angelic dimension, or the subtle dimension. So we call it the sky beyond the sky. So the sky beyond the sky of the physical world. So this is the subtle dimension. Subtle dimension. And spirituality is all about just experiencing that subtle dimension. And that's why in meditation we practice moving from the physical to the subtle. We practice detachment from the body because that allows the soul, the angel within, to awaken. To awaken. To just naturally be aware of this dimension. And when the soul has experienced this dimension, then when the soul comes back into the physical, then the mind feels like being an angel, completely selfless, completely giving. Then all the virtues are merged in that experience. Giving, forgiving, loving, everything is merged in that. All the values that emerge from that experience of subtlety. Subtlety. That's why we say spirituality is a journey towards subtlety. This is what brings silence to the mind. Now, there's a beautiful quote here by Eckhart Tolle. It says, "True creativity flows only from stillness. When stillness becomes conscious, the spiritual dimension enters your life, and you begin to be guided by an intelligence far greater than the human mind." It's like this subtle dimension, spiritual dimension. Just to be conscious, just to be conscious. Because that's the true nature of who I am, the subtle being, subtlest being. And that energy then flows in creativity. And then there is a feeling of alignment with life. And then we are guided by this intuitive feeling, which comes from the divine. So in this spiritual dimension, the experience of the spiritual dimension then allows the mind to be guided by the divine. When we hear words like Karan Karavanhar, which means the divine is enabling me to do everything. It's just that when the soul experiences the subtle, the spiritual, then that feeling becomes active. We have a little clip about how to explore a different dimension. Just like we have to move from the physical to the subtle, the spiritual. In this clip, it shows how there is a life in two dimensions and how these two-dimensional beings are able to then transcend into a three-dimensional world, and how their life changes, their reality changes. So we'll just play that clip in a moment.
Welcome to Flatland, a world of only two dimensions. Only forwards and backwards, left and right. In this world, there is no up and no down.
I said to Ray, "Where's Dottie?" He said, "Well, she's out in line." Huh?
What the bleep is that thing? Huh?
In this world, the two-dimensional beings that live here have no concept of three-dimensional objects. These two-dimensional flatlanders have no understanding of cubes, spheres, tetrahedrons, or yours truly. From their 2D perspective, my 3D finger looks something like this.
What the flatter does that?
Hello, little circle. Fear of the unknown. Or should I say, not yet known. It's a puzzle. If we see only what we know, how does anyone ever see anything new? The unknown. How do we ever get out of our box? Hello, little circle. Don't be afraid.
Who said that? Where are you?
This is always the tricky part to explain. I'm in another dimension, another space. I am above you.
Never use that word.
What word?
The A word.
Above?
It's forbidden.
Well, what do you think it means?
I don't know. And I don't want to know. You can be severely punished if you use that word. Are you a ghost?
I hope not. I just have a different perspective than you do. I can see things in a way you can't yet.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Well, okay, you have a safe hidden in your pantry. And inside it, you have 12 coins, a will, and a passport.
How did you know that? What are you? Are you a god?
Well, no more than you. You see, since I am above you, in the third dimension, I can see inside things in the world.
Third dimension? You are a crazy ghost. There's only two. Look.
So, if I were to touch the inside of your stomach, how would I do that?
Well, you'd have to cut through my skin. Otherwise, it's impossible. Stop! Stop!
Ready for more?
More what?
Dimensions.
Oh,
Direct.
no. Yes, but there aren't any. More? What will happen to me? What will I become?
You'd have to become it to know.
Okay.
Excellent.
I never knew.
So it's like that journey from a world of 2 dimensions to then awakening to the 3rd dimension. And so then the life was so limited, the perspective was limited. So from a 2D perspective, that little circle could not understand a 3-dimensional object. And that's why in spirituality, it's like awakening needs to happen for me to understand, experience. That's why it said you need to become it to know it. And that's the role that God, the divine, plays in our life. Just like that wise old man, right, was able to guide. And when the little circle completely surrendered and allowed him to take it beyond, then this awakening happened. And that's what is meditation also all about. It's just being aware of who I am and then allowing God's energy, God's presence, God's love to awaken the soul. Awaken the soul. And then the soul is able to see from God's perspective. That is the angelic perspective. And just to understand that perspective, that dimension beyond, even better, this is a little representation. This box is a representation of the physical realm, the physical dimensions. Just like a 2D, just that, like that was a 2D. This is the physical dimension. And this is the subtle dimension, the dimension that is beyond. So when the soul, the angel, awakens in the subtle dimension and realizes that the soul, the angel, enters this physical dimension to play a role, to enact, and then goes back to the subtle dimension. this understanding allows me to connect with the subtle dimension. When I realize that this physical dimension is just a support, it's just extra. The word is extra. Means the soul, the angel doesn't need it. Then this experience of clarity, timelessness, and security is a natural feeling of an angel. This is the mind of an angel. Clarity, timelessness, security. The mind is clear because it is silent, timeless, no pressure of time, because the time is seen as a whole. And there is security because there is nothing to lose, because drama is extra, the physical world is extra. And with that security, all these natural feelings of the soul are activated. And then this is the mind of an angel. This is what the angel experiences: peace, happiness, lightness, love, concentration, naturally. So again, awakening to the subtle, realizing my identity, my reality in the subtle. It naturally then emerges these real feelings as an experience. So the key is to be aware of the subtle dimension. To be aware of the subtle dimension. I, the soul, the subtle, subtlest being, subtler than any of the physical elements. And because it is subtle, it is able to hold the elements together. And that's why when the soul leaves, the elements disintegrate. Yesterday, I was attending someone's funeral online, and the priest was reading this mantra, and he was saying that now it's like the space element is merging in the space, the fire is merging in the fire, air is merging in the air, water is merging in the water, earth is merging in the earth. And now the soul is leaving the body. It's like the soul holds all these elements together. And so just to be aware of this subtle dimension, the real dimension. And when that happens, then my life here in this physical dimension becomes like that of a butterfly. It says one garden, two worlds. So in one garden, if we go and see, there are two worlds. One world is ruled by butterflies, and the other is of insects or worms. So the reality of a butterfly is colors and fragrance and dance, flight, versus the life of an earthworm. Of an earthworm is dirt, shells, mud. Earthworms probably are not even aware that butterflies exist. Just like if we are living in the ego world, we are not aware that angels actually exist. The subtle dimension actually exists. And so when I'm aware of that subtle dimension, then the life is like that of an angel. It sees the sky. Just like those two eyes, right? Able to see the sky, see the sky. And this was the effort of Brahma Baba, spiritual effort, to see the sky, to see the sky. He would constantly have this dialogue with himself. Oh, there is a physical Brahma, and there is a subtle Brahma. Meaning, there is one physical form here, but then there is subtle angelic form in the subtle dimension, belongs to the subtle dimension, which is perfect. So from that perspective, it sees the sky, it sees that all are good, and sees the virtues and greatness of others. Naturally, that is where the focus goes. It sees the angelic souls, that all are immensely lovely, that all belong to God, are loved by God, and worthy to be loved by God. Loved by all. Their life is a celestial dance, and they help others discover their own dance. This is the life and mind of an angel. And on the other side, life of ego is a life brought down to the ground. Ego is obsessed with the story. So the story matters to the ego. And the ego feels insecure, the ego feels hurt, offended. And that's why it lives a life of reactions, worrying, complaining, or indulging in the story. It's a life with stones, shells, and mud. And so this awakening to this subtle dimension, to the angel, and holding that perspective, naturally gives flight to my mind, like a butterfly. And another way we can look at this transition from a human to an angel, or we say from physical to subtle, is this. Say humans, these are 18 steps from human to angel. Says humans ask, angels trust. Humans ask, angels trust. The subtle energy of trusting versus the physical energy of asking. So am I asking life for something? Or I'm trusting that it will automatically flow? So this trust is the energy of the angel. Humans analyze, angels know. There's no need to go into analysis of a situation too much. But I know the lesson that is merged in the situation. And my focus is just there. Because mind is operating in the subtle. Humans wait, angels create. Humans wait for things to happen or situations to change, but angels will create. Humans judge, angels discern. So angels do not judge any person. They just discern. Discern the right from wrong, discern the truth from illusion. And so they're not judging a person, but just holding on to the reality, the truth. Humans separate, angels embrace. So human, a physical mind, would create boundaries. This is mine, this is yours. Versus angels, everything belongs to the one. Embrace. That's why the feeling of embrace. Belonging. This belonging is a very important feeling of angels. Humans correct, angels inspire. Humans, if they see something wrong, they'll say, okay, no, this is wrong. But angels, by being an embodiment, will inspire. Subtle energy. Humans learn, angels remember. Remember. As if there's just awakening needed. I'm just remembering. And meditation is all about remembering. It's not much about learning. It's not a process or a tool to learn. It's more like connecting to my subtle self and remembering, emerging, invoking, experiencing, trusting. Humans process, angels are. There's not much process needed. In the moment, angels are in the moment. Humans measure, angels donate. So there's no measure, there's no quantity, unlimited. Humans justify, angels reconcile. Humans defend, angels accept. Angels be the first ones to say, oh, it's my mistake, I'm sorry. I'm not defending. Humans diagnose, angels heal. Right now, the world doesn't need a lot of diagnosis, it needs healing. We know the problem, we need to heal it. And so let my mind not be engaged too much in just diagnosing the problem and then blaming who is to blame. But how can I contribute to heal the world? By connecting to the subtle within myself and then becoming a messenger of the divine, an instrument of the divine to share that energy in the world. Humans criticize, angels empathize. They won't criticize anyone. Sometimes in the physical, limited mind, critical mind. Maybe not critical of others, but critical of the self. But angels empathize. Even with the self, empathize, empathy. Soft energy, feeling of love. Humans love, angels cherish. It's like the love is also unlimited. It's not limited to a few, but cherish. I'm just cherishing. Every person, I cherish their presence. Humans think, angels feel. Subtler energy, feeling. Humans speculate, angels realize. They realize. Humans hear, angels listen. So humans will hear the words, angels will listen to the heart of the soul. Angels will listen to what the other person needs, how they can contribute. Listening, this art of listening. Subtle. Humans speak, angels don't. Because they are in the subtle and there is no sound. And so holding that subtle perspective, subtle dimension, perspective of God, easily allows me to experience the mind of an angel, the subtlety, subtlety. And this is the practice, this is the experience that Brahma Baba made for a long period of time. And so his three keywords to summarize this were incorporeal, viceless, egoless. Incorporeal means no person. Viceless, nothing personal. Egoless, no personality. No means nothing of the physical. So incorporeal where it's just a point of light. Incorporeal. In Hindi they call it nirakari, nirvikari, nirankari. And Brahma Baba exemplified through the example of his life how to live in the subtle. And so these three words were his key message when he left the body, just before. He said, children become incorporeal, viceless, and egoless, which mean, in essence, that to connect to the subtle, to live in the subtle, so that no person, means no physical, takes place in my mind, occupies my mind. So nothing, no talks of the, neither weaknesses nor any impressions, nothing of any person the mind holds. Nothing personal. Means there's nothing that belongs to me. Everything belongs to him. No personality. Even the physical personality, not influenced by it. Egoless. Completely vibrating from the subtle. with this effort, was able to reach that angelic stage, what you call angelic stage. And so 18th January, tomorrow, is that day. In 1969, when he reached that stage. So we have a very beautiful clip. It's an experience and a description of Brahma Baba's legacy, of Brahma Baba's life, of Brahma Baba's mind. And it's by a senior Raj Yogi. Her name is Sister Gopi from London. She has a beautiful sharing of a few minutes about Brahma Baba. So we'll just watch it for a few minutes.
Imagine someone whose thoughts, words, and actions stem from a place of pure feelings and truth. That person can only become an angel. And for me, Brahma Baba exemplified a royal, dignified, and very courageous personality that had to face tremendous storms and opposition as individuals were inspired to step away from dogma, rituals, and come back to the simplicity of spirituality. And for me, very much a person whose core qualities were based on purity, truth, humility, and love. There are so many leadership styles in the world, and yet I'm not sure if I would call Brahma Baba a leader, but I would definitely call him a parent figure, a father for humanity. Such was his love and humility. At an individual level, Brahma Baba's whole method and approach was based on the consciousness of being an instrument, that there is a higher being at work in the process of renewal and transformation worldwide, and that he's just an instrument for this journey and process. And Baba would often refer to himself as the long boot, an old shoe, a house that's being rented by someone else. At a broader level, Brahma Baba's humility manifested through the fact that he was able to place women at the front, at the forefront of administrating the movement, and take on the role of being the backbone. He very much realized that in those days, to bring a spirituality to the forefront of humanity, it needed to be nurtured. It needed to be lovingly engaged and lovingly inspired. And Brahma Baba felt that it was the feminine energy that could support this spiritual renewal and transformation. And so humility, a very powerful trademark of Brahma Baba's. And secondly, Brahma Baba's love. A deep love where often Baba would call everyone by this sweet term in Hindi called bachu, meaning child. No matter what caste, creed, color, background they were from, for Baba, each one was a child. And such was his feeling, his parental feelings, that it made him a father. Not just a father to the Brahma Kumaris, but a father of humanity. And this is why today this sense of belonging that Brahma Baba generated amongst souls of so many different backgrounds, cultures, castes, and creeds has created a powerful glue that still holds a movement together long after he has passed away. Belonging is something that the human soul deeply wishes for, a sense of being loved and a sense of knowing who they belong to. And for Brahma Baba, this was very clear. His connection with the Supreme, his connection with all souls of the world at large, and inspiring that connection with the one up above. Love, spiritual love, is a quality that's very rare today. And from all the stories that I've heard about Baba, the amount of love that he gave the children was immense. Imagine a love that doesn't make you dependent. Imagine a love that is able to reflect back to you the highest of your own potential and your own dignity. That was the love that Brahma Baba gave. And yet at the same time, Brahma Baba didn't preach spiritual knowledge. Brahma Baba powerfully exemplified his own personal transformation, his spiritual practice of meditation, enabled him to bring purity and truth into his thinking, his speaking, and his every activity. Imagine someone whose thoughts, words, and actions stem from a place of pure feelings and truth. That person can only become an angel. And that's what Brahma Baba became. And when I think of what inspired me the most, his immense ability to transform himself to become a completely transparent instrument for God. Until today, it's a powerful reminder for me as to what I have to come close to God, to be a completely transparent instrument for the one up above. We're living in times of darkness, and at such times, there is a powerful light at work. Becoming an instrument for that light is a very great honor and privilege. And I think through the life of Brahma Baba, it demonstrates an example, an inspiration of how to stay light, take light, and be light.
Brother Saurav, I would just like to say that was so powerful. That was so powerful.
Thank you. Yeah, it was very, it's like when she said that it's just being a completely transparent instrument to spread God's light of love in the world. That's what is we all are here for. And we're all those angels. We're all those angels. Because we've all been touched by God. And just being that transparent means there's nothing that belongs to me. Everything belongs to God. And a very beautiful experience is then the experience of all relationships with the One. All relationships. That's why in Hindi, angels are called farishta. So no rishta, no relationship with the ground. All relationships with the One. Like this morning, we were listening to the message where it was shared that just to have this very strong bond with the divine in each and every activity at every time. It's like just like we have, the soul has a bond with the physical world, but the eternal link of love of the soul is with the one, the divine, God. And so when that is experienced all the time, then that bond, it's like just, there's a bond energy, right? That chemically, that strong bond between the soul and God becomes unbreakable. And that bond liberates the soul from bondages of the physical world, attachments, any anxieties, worries, or anything limited makes the soul unlimited. We are all angels. So let us just take a moment to go beyond the physical. Going beyond the body. Just a pure presence of light. Into the dimension of silence, the subtle dimension. I allow myself to be loved by God. We are deeply, personally, completely loved by God. And we are all His instruments to spread His light of love in the world. As angels, as we re-enter this box, this drama, this physical world, we come back with the clarity, with the timelessness, with the security. Just experiencing all relationships with the One. And awakening all our dear brothers and sisters. We are all one human family. Angelic beings. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you, angels. Thank you for your time, presence. Please feel free to share your thoughts.
Thank you. So, Rabbi, this is really an extraordinary discourse, and you nicely explained the 18 attributes to transform from human to angel. Thank you very much.
very one more wonderful session. Thank you for that.
Shanti, Shanti.
Thank you, Saurabai.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanjita Ben, was it? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was also powerful, Brother Sarah.
Thank you.
Yes. You know, so we're coming up, ending our first year, knowing one another, me and Mrs. Brahma Kumaris, you know. So what I saw in her today, Brother Sarah, and connect, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like today, the way your presentation and the information you used and just all the choices that go into putting out that message that you gave was kind of like a mixture and a combination between, of course, Brahma Baba's role and place and experience, but you've added Sarabgupta to that information and created this presentation that is so just spot on as far as trying to make some kind of a connection, you know, with the human beings that are totally, you know, in a reptilian mindset. I mean, your graphics were so simple. Everything's just so simple, Brother Sarab, and people are going to start really like the list. I love that list that the brother just commented on. So was that a list you created, or was that from Brahma Baba?
Yeah, this list comes from another senior instrument, Brother Anthony from Greece. He left, I think, 3 or 4 years back.
Wow.
And he left the body, and he created this beautiful list of transition of a human consciousness to an angelic consciousness. And sometimes it's also, you know, they say 18 chapters of Gita, sometimes they say. And then even we have the term 18 steps to follow, you know, of Brahma Baba. And this, in essence, kind of signify or, some of those.
Well, it was just beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
As always.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Om Shanti, Saurabai.
Om Shanti.
It was a very nice presentation, very simple and yet very powerful. And the things that I learned is, you know, the subtle dimension is so very powerful. We are consumed by the forces of what we see all around us, which is visible to us or which we experience. But if we have not experienced the subtleness of what you just explained, then we have not experienced anything. So this is just the first step. Our journey towards angelic qualities begin with this. And I think the words are say we should spread the love of Brahma Baba more and more, so that the angelic qualities in everybody can be invoked more, so that the we start to experience that subtle dimension. And it is very nicely connected from last week's timelessness to, that was one of the dimensions for the subtleness. And I think the security was very well explained, and how we can move towards the achieving those angelic qualities. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Brahma Baba and the family. Thank you.
Thank you, Kalambai. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Very, very powerful presentation. As usual, you are guiding us by Brahma Baba's knowledge. Very, very simple way, and a very nice presentation. You gave very nice example of butterfly and earthworm. So how our state of mind is, that's the way we see the world. So if we are in angelic state of mind, then like butterfly world is beautiful. Otherwise, if we are in egoistic state of mind and live like earthworm, then we are always miserable. So we have to rise above and become like a butterfly and see the sky. And you taught us very nice way how to create a bond, and those 18 steps, if we can get it through internet, it is nice to remember every day. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
Om Shanti. Thank you, family.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Any other thoughts?
Om Shanti.
Shanti.
For a very empowering presentation as usual. It was very nice. I liked the story narrated as one garden and two worlds, and it was very beautifully shown which world we belong to. We have to check that. And the 18 steps which change the awareness from humans to angelic were also beautiful. I think we could have a workshop someday, on all these 18 steps. Very nice. And thank you once again. Thank you, Om Shanti.
Thank you.
Om Shanti, Saurabhai. I just remembered when Sanita Ben said 18 steps. I was comparing it with myself. कि हम किस stage तक पहुंच रहे हैं. Yeah, so that was nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's a good checking point, actually.
Om Shanti, Saurabhai.
Shanti.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful presentation as usual. I really liked all the slides. One of the slide I really liked is, I think you have maybe you have created on your own. The one you have shown like a soul home, and then the blue one is the earth. Then you have explained so beautifully when the soul, we understand the different dimensions shown by God. Then we surrender, soul surrenders to the God fully, then the soul will be awakened, and then soul can get clarity, timelessness, and security. And when we have security, then we will be full of peace, happiness, concentration, lightness, love, everything. So this is beautiful slide, Saurabhai. This one and other one is one garden, two world. So when we are in the awaken, following Baba, then we'll be flying in a stage of butterfly. We'll be in the butterfly garden. than the earthworm world. And then 18 steps, as Sanita Ben and Archana Ben has mentioned, this is a self-checking slide. So we'll be doing that. Thank you, Saurabai. Thank you. And one question Kushal was asking, why Saurabai has drawn that earth small. So I told that I will explain later. So I was planning to tell him that we make drama small and our soul world bigger. Is that the answer, Saurabai?
Yeah, very nice. Right. Absolutely. Very nice.
Is there other answer?
Yeah, you are absolutely right. Yes, that was the reason.
Yeah, thank you. Kushal was here also. He listened every, all from the beginning. You can Om Shanti.
Hi, Kushal. Om Shanti. And beautiful song that Kushal created. It was beautiful. I don't know if everyone got chance to listen to that. Let me just play it. Did you all get chance to listen to that?
Yeah, we did. It was good.
Yeah.
And Kushal actually wanted to share to Saurabai and all BK Indianapolis family. So send him blessings. It's his first for Baba Seva for spirituality.
Hey, this is beautiful. I really loved it. Let me just quickly play this song. 1 second. Because maybe not everyone may have got chance to listen to it. Just play it. So this is a rap song. Kushal, would you like to share your insights before we play? What motivated you to create this?
Kushal, little bit. Please. Actually, I feel like after doing 7 days of meditation course, Rajyoga course, he got all the essence of Gyan, and then I was really amazed to see this.
All my life tried to find things outside, but little did I know that everything was inside. Looking outside for everything we want, like peace, love, and happiness all of the time, but we never try looking inside for all that we want, cause everything is inside. Just blow up your minds. All my life tried to find things outside, but little did I know that everything was inside. Now there's this thing called law of karma that we should all know. It just means so shall you reap, so shall you sow. Settle all your accounts once and for all to get ready for golden age. All my life tried to find things outside, but little did I know that everything was inside. Now don't be sad cause you have no time to settle all your accounts with everyone, cause you still have some time. Just settle all your accounts and change all your negative habits. You're set for life in golden age. Golden age. All my life tried to find things outside, but little did I know that everything is inside. Now the truth has been said, we should end right here before anything gets more complicated. All my life tried to find things outside.
Beautiful.
Kushal, congratulations.
Very beautiful, Kushal. Baba bless you. May you keep providing us with such things, with a pure lesson that everything is inside. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
And I like your King productions.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And Saurabh, notice it said 2021, you know?
Yeah, that's the other one I think he has recorded.
Yeah, another song that is inspired by Saurabai quote,
Nice.
2020-21. Yeah.
This Indian
Thank
is
you.
so nice, huh?
Thank you, Kushal. It is so
Thank you,
nice,
Kushal.
so
Yeah.
mature. I don't know how old you are, but you are
He is
blessed.
12.
Yeah, because
He
your
is
son
blessed.
is
Oh, thank you.
already he was Baba's child only. This birth he has again taken. And
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks. It was awesome. I loved it.
Thank
Saurabh,
you.
I joined this
Thank you.
session very lately, around 11:30. So just I heard that, become transparent only, we can become an angel. So that one only I listen. So anyhow, in YouTube, I will listen again. No,
No problem. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Very nice. Anyhow.
But I sometimes wonder, Saurabh bhai, आपके पास कितने घंटे हैं?
Yeah. More than 24, yeah.
We
I
have only
think so,
24
because
hours. I don't know how many you have.
for 6%, then tomorrow they are going for this thing, no, for work. For them, also, for that also I have to cook. So keeping ready.
Right. Very nice.
Shanti Saurabh bhai.
Om Shanti Purnima Ben.
First of all, Om Shanti Saurabh bhai. This is Parveen.
Om Shanti Parveen Ben.
Yeah.
Om Shanti.
Yes, very nice today. So
Thank you.
So I missed last 2 weeks, you know.
No problem. Kaise how you're doing well, Parveen Ben?
Oh yeah, we were outside of
Acha.
town, so we went outside to see our kids.
Okay.
So that's why. But that song, I love it. It's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
Because I love music, so it's beautiful.
Thanks to Kushal, he will make many more such beautiful songs.
Sure, anytime they can share with everybody.
Yes, please send us blessings and he will make more, right, Kushal?
Yeah, he will, yeah. Yeah, very creative, even sound and everything, music, you know. Oh my God, it's amazing. Yeah, we wish him good luck for that he can make more.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, okay. Om Shanti Saurabh
Om
bhai.
Shanti.
See you next time. Yeah.
Ji, zarur.
Yeah.
Om Shanti Purnima Ben.
Om Shanti Saurabh and Om Shanti to everyone. Today's topic is so nice, and it's so very nice, Saurabh, that you bring such a topics that it's so appropriate for that weeks like Thanksgiving week. You got Thanksgiving topic, and for New Year, and now Brahma Baba's angelic stage. You got such a nice topic, and it makes us to churn those points that week. Is really nice. In today's session, I like that how we have to go from subtle dimension to physical dimension, and they explain 3 quotes of Brahma Baba so nicely: incorporeal, no person; voiceless, nothing personal; and egoless, no personality. There's no means nothing of physical. So it's very nice. Thank you so much. And good job, Kushal. This very nice song. All the best to you. Thank you so much. Thanks.
We have Bindu Ben here also. She would like to say hello to everyone.
Om Shanti, everyone.
आप वीडियो भी ऑन कर सकते हैं.
Om Shanti.
ओम शांति। सॉरी मैं शेयर नहीं कर सकती हूँ अभी क्योंकि मैंने पूरा वो बस कान से सुना है, इतना ही है, वो भी आधा अधूरा है। मैं जो गाना बहुत अच्छा लगा, इसलिए कंग्रेचुलेशंस एंड कीप इट अप। कुछ इट्स वेरी नाइस, वेरी नाइस।
बिंदु बहन ने भोग भी बनाया है, दिखाई
ओह ऐसा नहीं, अभी तो तैयारी कर ही रही थी, भोग तो बनी है ऐसे।
कैमरा फ्लिप करो।
जो मठार के लिए बनती है।
अब इस साल सब वर्चुअली खाना है क्यों? बस देख के खा।
बाकी दूसरा तो अभी कुछ नहीं, थोड़ा सा सब्जी बना दी और चावल बना दी आज के लिए। ये खाना और यहाँ पे भोग लगाने के लिए तैयारी कर रही थी।
वेरी गुड। आज बाबा ये सब खाने वाले नहीं।
और क्योंकि मुझे अभी निकलना पड़ेगा, काम पे पहुंचना है, खोला नहीं है, 12 बजे खोलना था, यहीं पे हूँ, इसलिए थोड़ा सा जल्दी कर रही हूँ। थैंक यू एवरीवन।
ओम शांति।
Thank you. Any final thoughts? We can hear from Rekha Ben, Rupesh Bhai, Shanti.
Om Shanti. Saurabh.
Shanti.
It was a very nice presentation, as always. Your presentations are always good, especially all the slides. They're very beautiful. You make it very simple, and they said that like simplicity is the beauty, right? So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Rupesh Bhai, and congratulations for Kushal also.
Oh yes, yeah, he is. Yeah, that was a big surprise for me also. Like, I was on. I think I was at work last weekend. I was doing my 24-hour calls, so that's when I think like he made all this music, and Kusam told me.
Beautiful. Thank you. Bye.
Om Shanti, Saurabh. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Very nice presentation again. I love being an angel. So practicing to be an angel, be God's instrument to spread his light of love in this world. And I like the slide about the one garden, two worlds. Be like a butterfly. Lead a life of an angel. Thank you, Saurabh.
Thank you.
Shanti.
Shanti. Thank you. So we have a few blessings for all the angels. Second. So this is for Rupesh Bhai. It says, Lighthouse, you accept your good points with humility and simply dare to be great.
Thank you.
And next we have Bindu Ben. Contentment. Just by writing a list of your achievements, you realize that you have everything you need.
Shanti.
Thank you.
Krishna Bhai's discernment. When in doubt, you know you can trust your instinct.
Thank you very much, Saurabh.
Neeta Ben, courage. You have won your greatest battle by agreeing to change.
Thank you. Very nice. Thank you.
Virender Bhai, patience. Knowing the tiny seed contains the future tree, you let your success grow in the soil of constancy.
Thank you. Thank you, Saurabh.
We have Archana Ben, humility. You're a spiritual warrior who lays down the weapons of arrogance and resists to the pleasures of praise.
Thank you, Saurabh.
Then Saroj Pen, detachment. You know that less expectations means less disappointment.
Thank you, brother. Very nice. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Shanti. Kamal Bhai's friendship. You are your own best friend.
Thank you. Om Shanti. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Kusum Ben, wisdom. You balance masterly depth and childlike lightness and learn something new in every situation.
Thank you so much, Sarabhai. Om Shanti.
In Kushal's simplicity, you see the essentials in the charms of life and light your load by letting go of complications.
Thank you, Om Shanti.
And Sudhir Bhai, harmony. Hello, Sudhir Bhai. Harmony. When you let go, you see how life dances.
Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you for the blessing. So nice.
Purnima Ben, spontaneity. Your spontaneity is like a gurgling brook which quenches all thirsts and lightens burdens.
Thank you, Saurabhai.
Thank you. And this is for Divakar Bhai and kids. Faith, you remove any doubt that blocks your path forward.
Thank you. So nice. Thank you.
Rekha Ben, happiness. Receive the little miracles of daily life as wings from the divine.
Beautiful. Thank you.
This is for Bhartesh Bhai, responsibility. Knowing your role is unique, you are the hero, not the spectator in the drama of life.
Thank you.
And Adi is enthusiasm. By listening to the child inside you, you give souls wings to fly.
Thank
We would
you.
like to see Adi sometimes.
Yeah, sure.
Is he around right now?
He's sleeping, thank God.
Achha, okay.
That's when I can sit still.
And we have Suparna Ben. Suparna Ben is, it's lighthouse again. It says, you accept your good points with humility and simply dare to be great. Thank you. And Mr. Sheila Mataji, for you it's friendship. You are your own best friend. And this is for
Thank you.
Radha Krishnan Bhai, right?
Yeah,
Radha Krishnan.
Radha Krishnan, yeah.
उनका निकला है humility.
Mm.
You're a spiritual warrior who lays down the weapons of arrogance and resists to the pleasures of praise.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
And one for Saurabhai.
Okay, I'll take one for Saurabhai. Is detachment. You know that less expectations means less disappointment.
Very nice, very beautiful.
So great, have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Thank you.
Thank you, Baba.
Thank you.
Thank you, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.